Well, I'm back again, gang. Had some technical issues before. What I'd like to do is get some music on for you, so I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to stream it from my phone. So this is just another chill stream, and had some trouble before, so this time we're going to try to get some music on the phone so it doesn't sort of overtax my computer, which doesn't seem to like that. Hello to the two people watching. Say hi in the chat. Let me know who's here. Gonna put on some Baroque guitar. And we got three people. Hello to the three folks here. One thumbs up, thanks. And like I say, I'm trying to get some tunes going. Oh, I see. Here they come. And here we go. Whoa, no commercials, no commercials, no commercials. Commercials, the bane of my existence. I'm gonna have to write a song. Commercials, the bane of my existence. I think that would make a great punk rock song. What do you think? You know, some driving guitar. Commercials, the bane of my existence. That is I think I've got a winner. All right, let's get some tunes here. Come on. Ah, very relaxing. So, I don't know if that's too loud for you guys. Maybe a touch loud, but tell you what, I'll put it here. So you guys enjoy the show. I'll be checking the chat periodically. I know sometimes it's just fun to chat a bit, but anyway, I'm going to be focusing. Joshua, you're back. Thank you. I got attacked by computer gremlins. Had to shut down the last stream. Anyway, so I'm going to get focused on the work. As I mentioned before, there's some artwork on my computer that I have to look at in order to duplicate this painting. So setting that up right now. And here we go. Is the music too loud? Is it okay? Okay. Hey, Nellis, good to see you again. Music's fine. Yeah, I don't want it to be too loud, but nice enough so that you guys can enjoy. So yeah. Okay. So what I do on my computer is I zoom in on some scenes of this painting, and then based on the quality of the work that I'm looking at, like the painting photo, then I can kind of determine what it is, what the colors are, etc. This painting it's not really about color. I mean, it's a very earth, it's got a lot of earth tones in it. You know, it's obviously more about the story. Um, so what I do is I try to set up, I look for certain colors, and then I'll kind of jump around uh, the image and see where those colors are, and then try to fill them in, you know, in certain places. I think in the end, though, my painting is going to be more vibrant than the original. Um, I think that owing to the fact that I can't get a really true duplication of the painting, and I have to kind of improvise, then I figure, well, I think maybe I'll make it slightly more, I guess, exciting, visually exciting, by adding a little more vibrant colors in certain areas. You know, it's mostly stone and sky and smoke, you know, which are not very colorful, right? So this is a scene of the Romans sacking the temple at Jerusalem. So it's a kind of a battle scene with all these different aspects to the picture. I'm jumping around a bit. Let's go back to this one here. I believe when I'm done with this, I'm going to have to go back in and do line work over the characters to help make them more defined. Using this is crimson red. And what I do is I water it down a lot, and then I can get a nice flesh tone out of it, which you can kind of see all the pink areas. That would be the flesh tone. So the way I paint this, I think, is a bit methodical. It's not like I'm painting all of one area at one time and every individual separately, but jumping around, you know. So here I'm just trying to load the brush so that I get that light pink, that flesh tone pink. And I sort of seek out the places where I find that, you know, in the picture. In a sense, it's economizing the paint. You know, if you have so much paint on your brush, you want to use it up, you know. And I mean, just like anything else, it's a material, it costs money, and you don't want to waste it. So even if it's just a drop, it's something we have to be conscientious of as an artist, a professional artist. I think from what you're seeing right now, this is very, very loose, and then it starts loose and it gradually gets more detailed as it goes. So I think people often have the misunderstanding that a painting or a drawing starts off in a kind of a finished state. It's nothing like that. It's, I guess, more like, say, baking a cake or something. There's all kinds of processes that have to happen. And we don't want commercials, so I'll shut that down. And I'll check the chat right now, see who's saying what. We got Nullish, Joshua, CG, my man. Okay, we are running. Nice, yeah. CG, first of all, I had CG on American Zarathustra. Look for 4G Warfare. Look for it's not under Imperium Art, but go check out the 4G Warfare video on American Zarathustra to listen to CG. He's phenomenal. He's got so much insight into the topic. He's extremely articulate about it. He's been on the right stuff, so go check it out. Anyway, yeah, we're running. I haven't been streaming very long, I guess, but I had one earlier that I had to shut down and restart because the computer crashed. So back to the music. Let's go. All right. So if anybody ever looks up this battle, it's absolutely incredible. The time and effort, the struggles, the strategies involved in the Romans taking down the temple at Jerusalem was beyond epic. It's something that it's hard to believe that men today could accomplish the things that they did back then. It's quite profound. And the people who were rebelling against Rome and separating from Rome in the temple, they had long prepared for this battle. They had just all kinds of things set up so that when the Romans came in, they would get trapped in certain areas. Then they would shower arrows down on them. There was at one point the Roman leaders running the battle. They actually dismantled the walls around the city, which is in itself just a colossal uh, effort. Yeah. So there's got to be hundreds of people in this picture. Not hundreds, but I mean, there's a lot of small figures here. Anyway, as I said, you start off by laying down the groundwork where you lay down the basic color. and then you go in with tones, shadows essentially, to pull out the form a bit more. Um, it's tricky working with color because, say, pencil is just gray tones, right? But with color, obviously you're using that to create the shadows, and so it just has there's a science to color, the way that the tone and the colors work together. I'll have to do a show on it or something sometime. Okay. All right, we've got most of that. Let's see. And it's really essential for artists to understand anatomy, even on a small scale. There's a certain way that the muscles roll across the bones, and the way that the joints connect all the parts together. And so you have to be familiar with that and be able to express it with a brush. And there's the added element of perspective. If you're looking at something from an odd angle, bird's eye, worm's eye, that kind of thing. Okay. Check the chat here. Welcome to Giant Art Productions. Noise. Good to have you here. Len Graham, hello, sir. Clashing with No White Guilt, unfortunately. That's fine. No White Guilt is one of the gods among us. He's a very great man, and we're all, in debt to him. We're all relating our work to him. He's created the dialectic. I just can't really praise him enough. So I'm working today, and I thought I'd turn the camera on and let you guys look over my shoulder and kind of watch the process, if you so desire. So, but big props to No White Guilt for sure. Yeah, that's something I've thought about. I'm going to be live streaming a lot more in the future. I've taken Mondays off from my day job to pretty much live stream. I haven't figured out how much or how long, but essentially I'm going to be starting a new business model where I will take commissions. I have to finish some commissions first, but anyway, yeah, I'll be all kind of doing it together. So like if somebody's asking for a commission, I can do it live um, via YouTube like seeing now. And then if no one's asking for commissions, I can work on my other commission work. So I'm kind of double dipping, I guess, if you will. Just you know, got to support the family and look for different alternatives for bringing in some income as well with what I do. So that's one of the reasons. So here you can see I'm adding in darker tones and building up the figures through kind of the way the drapes, or rather the clothing drapes across them. So part of the function of the paper towel here is to test to see how dark or light it is, how much, if I need more water or less, more pigment or less. And then when it matches on the white of the tissue, paper towel here, then I know it'll match here on the paper. And that's kind of the technique or the process. I like to think of myself as kind of a loose painter. I like the energy of the movement of the paint and the brush, but there's times when you have to tighten up, depending on what the commission is, or the nature of the picture that you're drawing. Now, some of the armor on these Roman guards are bronze and some are metal. And so for the metal, I like to use a little bit of blue with black, because the blue makes it cool, sort of a cold iron look to it, I guess, if you will. And granted, they're all very small figures, but the eye reads that. You know, it still reads that, and it's important. So mixing just small amounts of blue and black here. Test it out. Okay, that's fairly nice. I think I'll check the chat in a minute. If somebody has a question, I can address that in a minute once I get this guy kind of worked out here. What I'm surprised about these soldiers is their knives. They're not knives and they're not swords. They're kind of in the middle in terms of size. Like they only look like they're about maybe a foot and a half long or something. It's a fairly short sword, you know, if you think about it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I'll check the chat. Wow, a lot of people here. Norm Apollo, my man. All right, my 3P brother. Thanks. I still need to read the last part of your essay. Okay, still working on. Norm Apollo is going to be joining us on Imperium Art. Extremely excited to have him on. A really important figure in our sphere. Okay, Budgie Burger. Nice to meet you. What a great name. We're small. Oh, that behind the fall decline room. You think? Okay, were the small hat tribe behind the fall and decline of Rome? What do you think? Or had Rome just got too comfortable and fat and lazy? I can't say that I know. I know there's a lot of historians in our sphere that would be able to speak to that. I bet it's both. I think I'm only saying that because that's pretty much where we're at right now. You know, we've been, you know, fattened up and made lazy by the people who control the media, entertainment, sports, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And I mean, I do want to lean away from this mentality of blaming everything on the small hats, but you can't not, you know, you have to see a great deal of that truth there. Granted, the whole mission now really is waking up our people and getting our people to see that truth. I really feel like that's kind of it's coming around. I just saw a video by Paul Joseph Watson, and the title of it was something to the effect of the media is institutionalized racism against whites. You know, he wouldn't have said that like 3 years ago, you know. So I feel like there is progress. It's weird. I don't know, maybe the accelerationists were right to some extent, but anyway. All right, gang, I'm gonna get back to work. Check back with you in a bit. I have to say, as a guy who's studied kung fu for 25 years, I've often wondered what was it like to actually get into these like sword fights and sword battles and things. It's obviously pretty gruesome, but that was pretty much the way of the world for most of human history, you know. I think knife fighting is something that our people should learn. I know that that sounds like kind of a harsh thing to say, but it's probably one of the most basic, you know, hand-to-hand combat skills that you should know to save your life. You know, in a kind of altercation that a person could get into on the streets. You know. When you learn it, of course, you use like rubber knives and things like that, you know, or unsharpened hunks of metal, you know, but you have to be careful. So painting is challenging, but it's crazy how you can do this and hours can pass and you have no idea what time it is. Next thing you know, oh my God, I'm late for something. You know. I think when this is done, it really will be a feast for the eyes. There's just so much to see, and you can just pour over it for hours because there's so many little narratives going on throughout the painting. That's something. So it's hard for me to imagine that anybody is still watching. um, God bless you if you are. Next time, I think I'll zoom the camera in a lot closer so that you can really see close up of what I'm doing. You know, like putting a mustache on a Roman guard, for example. You know, quite small. At that level, you're really just trying to make an impression. You know, it's you're not drawing it explicitly per se, but leaving the impression of it. The funny thing about watercolor too is see how my hand is resting here. Sometimes I'll put a piece of paper right there so I don't smudge things, but the watercolor dries fairly quickly. But yet at the same time, I can go back in and kind of wake it up again with some water. It's interesting. It's an interesting medium. So in the documentary I saw about this event, once the soldiers got in finally to the temple, they just basically looted the whole thing. They completely ransacked it. I would imagine there was a lot of gold and wealth in there, you know. So I'm going to move around a little bit, just trying to work different sides of the painting, you know. Like this whole area has a lot of work yet to be done. Check the chat real fast, see what you guys are saying. Just chatting amongst yourselves, it looks like. Oh my God, Norma Paulo and CG, you guys need to talk for sure. There's a lot. Also, oh my God, Gabriel Vinto is a gentleman that we had on the show on Imperium Art. He wrote a book. You'll have to look it up. Just go ahead on Imperium Art and look up Gabriel Vinto. I think CG, Norma Paulo, Gabriel Vinto would make a cool panel discussion on politics, political theory. The Vinto's book is essentially taking the policies of National Socialism and revamping them for America today. So it's quite fascinating. I did the cover art for his book, but anyway, yeah. All right, so let's get the music rolling and keep cruising. Hopefully there's no commercials. Hold on. Okay. You know, maybe I should do a little music too, huh? Okay, so let's get back to work here. So as you're looking here, I'm looking at my computer at this painting on my screen, and then I'm gonna have to close out. I have like this image blown up. Now I'm gonna grab this image from my laptop here a special folder for these. And we gotta find something. Here we go. Okay. So, like this guard here, he has this sort of orangish uh, armor here. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain, but it has a sort of an orangish hue to it. And what I do is I just lay down the color first. Probably use a little more red. It's interesting because I'd like to know what the different armor and uniforms represented. You know, like, I don't know, captains, corporals, generals, and all that. That'd be interesting to know. I'll have to learn that. Uh-oh, commercial time. Let's shut that off. Da, blah, 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 da, da, dee. Okay. And back to the music. Then he has a very bright red, some kind of plumage on his helmet. So I'm going to grab these more pure colors and mix up some orange and red. The red here is slightly dark, like I don't know, sort of a dark strawberry. So I got to give it just a hint of orange. And then we'll go in here, work that up. So I do have a pretty big announcement coming soon. I've been working on this comic book project for a long time. It's a graphic novel, but I haven't really talked about it because it's not ready to launch. However, I'd say we're about, I don't know, 70 pages in. You know, it's maybe going to be like, I'm thinking maybe 90 pages or something to the graphic novel. And the website's almost done. So we'll be excited to get that thing out and published and then start making some money selling comics, graphic novels. And that is a dream of mine since childhood. You know, I think we all had something that we always thought we'd like to do as a kid. I actually wanted to be a priest when I was like 5. Isn't that crazy? What 5-year-old wants to be a priest? I don't know. I did. Too much of a sinner, though, unfortunately. So I listen to a lot of music while I'm working in my studio, as you can imagine, and it's not all classical. But I basically kind of just through hunting around discovered that there's something about Baroque guitar that I find really, really good for working in my work in the studio. It's very gentle, but yet there's a sort of a complexity to it that I find interesting in the composition. Um, of course, the naturally European flavor of it is suitable, sorry, for the kind of work that I do. So it's a good inspiration. It kind of connects me, I feel connected to my cultural history. This, I don't know if it's, I highly doubt there was some Roman emperor standing in the middle of this thing. I don't think they would put themselves in danger like that. But I'm curious who this is, like who it might be or who it's meant to be by the artist. Obviously, I would assume it's somebody who maybe ordered the battle. So when I'm moving the brush, I strive for having a certain deft handling, letting the brush free a bit. Um, it's hard to explain, I guess. So as far as streaming on Mondays, what I want to be able to let my European subscribers and American subscribers catch the show and maybe do a commission. So trying to figure out what would be the best time for that. Roughly when say maybe people are getting off of work, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. That would be, I guess, the optimal time. I'm talking about like Eastern Standard in America, and then at 5 hours later is my European audience. Okay. Check the chat real quick. What's going on? Gladius was a short stabbing sword ideal for the tower shield formations. Thank you, CG. It could also use them to makeshift shovels and road building. Beautiful. See, this is awesome. You know, getting people together around a painting where they're sharing information and learning and growing, enjoying the arts. This is good stuff. So, Nollis, Norm, it's a very nice calm stream. I'll catch the rest tonight. All right, guys. Have a great day. All right. Yeah, I don't like to go more than an hour. I'm almost at the hour mark here. I figure people have stuff to do, you know, but it'll go up on my channel and then you can come by and watch it at your leisure. So, yeah, a little bit more and I'll bid you adieu. Oh, we got a phone call by unknown. Should I take it? Well, maybe that's my cue to close up shop here, guys. All right. Do you also frame your paintings, or do your clients take care of that? I leave up to the clients. That's a different kind of thing, right? So I actually worked in framing before, but framing is its own world. It's not part of the art. And everybody might want to have a different kind of frame, you know, if you're going to match it with brown or gold or black. And so that lets the client have a role in the final touch of how it's going to look. I mean, a lot of naturally people are going to hang this in their office or their home, someplace special. So they want it to kind of work with the interior design. Norm Apollo, I always wanted to get some of my notes binded to a book by a company. I wish I knew how to do that myself. Bookbinding is a neat art. I did dabble in that in college years ago. There's something to it. Just handmade bookbinding. I'm sure you can look it up. Let's see if there's somewhere around. I want a painting. I have an idea. King Leonidas. You can contact me at americanzarathustra@gmail.com if you'd like to order a commission. My website is americanzarathustra.com. You can also contact me there. As I had mentioned, I'm going to live stream commissions on Mondays. I'm just getting started. I have to figure out, you know, the tech stuff. We had a tech issue earlier, but please contact me, okay? How much does a painting this size cost? To respect the privacy of this client, I can't say that on the air, but I will certainly talk to you in email. And it boils down to hours of work. That's pretty much how I look at it. So as you can see, this painting is massively detailed. So that's going to take more time. It's also fairly large. You can get a sense of the scale by my arm here. I'm over 6 foot tall. So anyway, it's pretty big. Anyway, like I said, shoot me an email. Maybe I'll put it in the chat. Hang on a sec. The Proton Mail is obviously encrypted and safer. I really should be moving all my correspondences over there. Something like a painting commission, you can do that at americanzarathustra@gmail as well. But I'd look forward to hearing from you. So, gang, it has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. A lot of good people here, really good experiences, good conversation. And I am going to have to follow up on that panel discussion with a few of you guys. So you have yourself a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.